and gentlemen, it is Wednesday, February 19, 2014. You're listening to FAWMtalk. I'm Ianuarius, with me, as always, the state-mandated collaborator, TC Elliott. How you doing, man? Man. Did you forget?
I'm doing well.
Yeah.
Plenty of sleep, good vibe. Things are good.
How
How about you?
Well, I was just recording when I noticed, okay, we need to start the show, so hopefully everything is running good. We're very much professional here, as you all know. Everything always sounds good, nothing's wrong. Just smooth sailing. And I noticed we didn't really play any songs yesterday.
Always, at all times.
Yeah. We didn't really play any songs yesterday. I thought maybe we should go ahead and start with some music, huh? What do you think?
Sounds good. Like that plan.
So, what do we have here? We got the Train to Mars with a song, let's see, it's With Apologies. With Apologies, the Train to Mars. This sort of instrumental track for your pleasure.
Yeah, I like those beat them over your head drums. That was cool.
Yeah, the drums sounded very characteristic. Excellent ambient sound and very.
Yeah.
I don't know. You don't really hear that kind of sound in today's music, but it's an older kind of rock music. That's very much characteristic to those kind of songs.
Yeah.
Very cool. Very cool.
Yeah, I like the sound of that. It was I don't know how you describe it. Almost garage rock, maybe. Got a cool sound to it, a driving sound to it.
I don't know. It's made me kind of think of something like Irish music. There's a little bit of that drinking song kind of sound. It was very very fun kind of a fun track.
I didn't catch that, but that's cool.
Yeah, it might be just me. We've it's like we've got 10 days to farm here. It's been quite a ride so far, and people are starting to drop off. Really, I've noticed, like always, there's a huge drop in comments. Well, then again, my first song got like 44 comments. But
Right.
people are not as active in the forums. People are not listening as actively. I mean, of course, there are some people who do it very actively throughout FAWM, but the majority of people are just giving up. Like, I can't do this. My life is getting in the way, and I think a lot of people are just getting tired of writing songs, because the creative work, it really takes the toll on you. What you think?
Yeah, I agree. I think a lot of people can hit FAWM and be, I guess, take that time for themselves, from whatever it is for a couple of weeks, and then reality kind of sets in that, there is life too. And like you mentioned, you've written however many songs and you've tried, and sometimes it's either, it's a natural reaction to take a break, but in FAWM it's hard to do that. And sometimes people run out of ideas, feel like they're forcing things and become unhappy, and they don't want to write songs. And sometimes it's just all of that. And then I do notice that if people are trying to write songs, if they're trying to get numbers in, then comments go down, and even forum posts will go down as well, because they're spending more time trying to get 14 or their next song out or whatever it is. So I noticed that last week, especially, there's not very many comments. But you'll see in the last, 3 or 4 days, there's a rush of songs too. So,
yeah, that makes a lot of sense. I mean, like, the forums were super active before FAWM started. But that only makes sense because people are looking forward to FAWM, and they're not really writing any songs or commenting. So they have all the time in the world. But realistically, yeah, like you said, people are writing songs, so they don't have as much time to comment and write forum posts. Luckily, I have a wonderful girlfriend. I just tell her, like, listen, I'm gonna be writing songs, so you're gonna take care of the house and yada yada yada. And she's like, okay.
Wow.
That's how I live, but obviously that doesn't really work for everyone.
Yeah. No, I think you're pretty darn lucky.
Yes, I think so too.
It doesn't work that well for me, I can tell you that.
Yeah, and of course I pretty much have all the days free, so I can just write, and then I don't even get all of that done because I'm just a lazy bastard.
What's that sound right there? Oh, that's the sound of nobody arguing.
Well, we got a busy guy here. It's from Elliott Cisco, and he wrote a song called "I Will Lead You There," and this is a fantastic tune. Let's give this one a listen.
Said she knew everything that is, wasn't, and never was. She said if you stay with me, you will never feel a sense of loss. She said if you ever want to live a life without drama or care, I will lead you there. I will lead you there. I will lead you there. Said if you ever want to live a silent life, chillin' way out west. She said if you ever want your coffee month to say that you're the best. She said if you ever want to take a bet and laugh with every day, I will lead you there. I will lead you there. I will lead you there. Here's a catch, I will bleed you dry. It will be painful when you die. Rain on the day of your funeral. Said if you never wanna hear your boss coming with another hassle. Said if you never wanna see a princess in another castle. Said if you never wanna lose a lock of your work of hair, I will lead you there. I will lead you there. I will lead you there. And here's the thing, you will be to blame. When you die, we won't know your name. Rain on the day of your funeral, so life will be so damn cool. I will lead you there. 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 I will lead you there.
Elliott Cisco, I will lead you there. Excellent piece. Like people commenting in the chat room, that's a great guitar sound, and was saying I wish I could steal his voice, and I can see where those people are coming from. Just absolutely wonderful piece.
Yeah, I've always liked the way he sang, the smooth element to his voice, but it's not. Sometimes you just say smooth and it's almost slick, if that makes sense. It's not, but he's got a real earthy tone to his voice and a really good way of kind of relaying emotion every word he sings.
I like that fact. He's got a smooth voice, but he's got a commanding voice. Like he's telling you how you should feel, and you start to go, okay, whatever you say.
Right. Oh yeah, definitely.
I love the thing that contributes to the smoothness is really the fact that he does a lot of that vocal harmony stuff. He layers the vocals there and makes it sound really like velvet for your ears.
Yeah, I completely agree. And he does these acoustic songs, and his vocals can carry it. Even though I love the sound of his guitar, and his guitar playing is always really good. His vocals could carry just about anything on there. They're so good. And I was kind of reading through the lyric while we were listening. It's an interesting lyric too. It's pretty well done in a different perspective. So
yeah, and I like the fact that it's not like your basic guitar strumming and that voice carries just the whole song, but the guitar playing is phenomenal. The rhythmic stuff that are just made it all the more special.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I catch myself sometimes when you're in a hurry to write a song that I'm sitting there just strumming over and over and over again. And every time I listen to a song like this, and you realize it doesn't take too much, even on an acoustic, to change the rhythm just a little bit to make it way more interesting. But too many of us, especially in FAWM, I think, there's nothing wrong with strumming the song and the chords and getting the song down. And I know I do it as much as anybody, but it's good sometimes to make it a little bit more interesting, and he kind of shows how good it can sound when you do that.
Yeah, I think with me, if I was playing a lot of this kind of music, I would get bored to just doing the basic strumming. It's not so much as to trying to make it sound interesting for other people, but to trying to make it interesting for me to play. That's right. That's the thing that I think would make me do that kind of stuff. But of course, it's good for the listener too, if the songwriter is bored.
True, definitely.
And that's the thing we were talking about, this FAWM fatigue. And I, of course, have all the time in the world. And when you love songwriting and you have all the time in the world, you can write from sunrise to sunset, and it becomes an issue that you just can't get yourself to pick up the guitar. And my father said once something like if you have a lot of things to do, if you're very active in your life, like you have a job, you're doing your home chores and you're doing a lot of the different stuffs, and then you kind of are inclined to do more things. You become more active, and you sort of how would I explain this? Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's objects in motion tend to stay in motion, and objects at rest tend to stay at rest. And
yeah, that's good.
Absolutely true for human beings. So, yeah.
And it's so hard when I have so much time, and it sounds so stupid. Like, it's so hard. I have so much free time, but I can't kind of just write. Well, I did at the beginning of FAWM, but after that, it just I hit some sort of plateau, and now I started to work on these songs that we've talked a couple of times here, and I've found like the motivation again, and it's FAWM to me it's really not about it's not a quest of writing riffs, writing melodies, and that sort of stuff. It's a quest for finding your motivation.
Yeah, in a large part, I agree with you. Yeah.
But you, of course, have a lot of things going on in your life. You have your daily job, but what else have you going on?
Yeah, a little bit. My daughter is 13, and she's in a 14U competitive softball team, and so she practices. And it's the off season. We're kind of gearing up for the spring season, but we do quite a bit with the softball work. I've had a few extra hours in the last couple of weeks, and some stuff going on there. And then just last week I had the truck breaking down. That was kind of stressful, and when you're trying to get around on one vehicle with three people going different directions, that can be difficult sometimes.
Yeah.
But I've been able to really this FAWM. I've been able to the middle, usually the weekdays and the week evenings, I guess, have been a little more constrained or a little harder to do music with. But I've been kind of lucky with the weekends of having at least a day and a half of solid, pretty much music time. There's errands and some other things in between, but I've been able to spend more time. And I kind of give myself permission to do the one mic room recording of a song at times, like if it's a skirmish, or if I want to spend more time, I go ahead and do that, and record a multi-track song. And I've done a couple of those. I've been really lucky in being able to do some collaborations, which were really wonderful, and that kind of helps. And so far, it's been kind of weird. I don't consider myself really a lyricist. I mean, obviously, I write lyrics when I write music, but I'm not one of those guys where I post a lyric and try and get somebody else to do music. But for some reason, there was one in the works and one with Dragon Dreams, that it was like, all right, you need to do a lyric. And I'm like, okay. And it worked out really well. I was happy with both of those songs so far. So been pretty lucky and able to kind of do a lot in less time. And I think it's exactly what we were talking about before, because I stay fairly active and there's always something to do every day outside of work and music, that it kind of forces you to, I don't know, just, okay, we've got to do it now. I can't put it off because I'm limited on time. If I had all the time in the world, and sometimes this works on a Saturday when I'm sitting here all day, I could have spent 6 or 7 hours on music, and I spend about an hour and a half. And then at the end of the day, I'm like, what the heck did I just do? But if I have errands to run that day and it's kind of cut up into sections, then I get more done because I know I have something to do. So I think that makes a lot of sense.
That's how skirmishes really work, and the super skirmish challenges in 5090 really worked for me, because I did a lot of skirmish songs during the super skirmish challenges. Those are, of course, when the people post a skirmish every 2 hours in the forums. Right. And you get a new title every 2 hours. You have 1 hour to work on the song, and then you get like 1 hour rest. And then just keep going one after another. And I did, I think I did 2 super skirmishes, and in both of those I managed to do 6 songs. So it really keeps you busy, and you'll be amazed at what you can come up with if you just let go of your restrictions and just write songs. Just like whatever, it's a song. Move on.
Yeah, no, I agree completely. Yeah, and I like the 2-hour thing. If I do a simple arrangement where I can get it up in an hour, and I've not done multi-tracks, or if I have, I've been able to kind of streamline it and get it to work. I like that hour. I can sit there and comment and kind of listen to other stuff. And when you find another song or 2 or 5 that are really good that were done in an hour, if you're sitting there listening to them, that kind of pumps me up to either write another song or get ready for that next skirmish.
Yeah.
And so I find that if I have the time for the super skirmishes, that usually I end up writing them in bunches where I hit 2 or 3 or 4 at a time. And next thing you know, the entire day's gone, but it's really been interactive and talking to either in the chat or through comments where you're actually communicating with other people with the music, and it's a really cool way to do it. But there are times where I hit 1 in the morning and 1 in the afternoon and 1 in the evening, or 2 the first day, and then I get up and do it the next day. So the thing I like about the super skirmish is you can kind of do it however you want. It's a great way to get into it and start doing a couple.
Yeah. I don't know if you played any skirmish songs in the cast yet. There might have been a couple. Well, not that this one is a skirmish song. It's from a Doug Latin, and the song is called Bag of Snow.
Might find a bag of snow, shoot, pull you through.
Like Snow by Dark Latin. Really harsh sounding song. But I like that.
Yeah. I like the driving, energetic take on the song. It's pretty cool the way he kind of attacks it.
Yeah. This sort of rusty knife sound to the whole track. And it really pulls it off, I think. Those what I was gonna say, like those vocals, they really complement the guitar playing. Was that a guitar?
Yeah.
I think that was a guitar. Electric banjo. I don't know, but it really worked fantastically. I like the fact when people can just take different instruments, different elements, and make something really cohesive, coherent with them. And that was one of those songs. It sounded like everything there meant to be there.
Yeah, it was definitely an interesting take, a different sound, and I liked it. It was unexpected, but it's good.
Well. We're about to run out of time. I was still thinking about how could if people are struggling to write more songs, people are struggling to make the 14. I mean, they might be at this point. They might be at 8, maybe like 8 songs at this point. So, what would be your advice to people who want to make that the rest of the songs, the 6 more songs to make the 14?
Well, 8 would be just right on pace, or just maybe a hair behind.
I think you're right. Well, let's consider 6. If they're at 6 and they still need to go the 8.
Well, there's the Super Skirmish weekend coming up, the last weekend or next weekend or whatever weekend it is.
Well, next weekend is the last weekend.
So I was right on both counts.
Yes.
But there's 18 skirmishes going on that weekend. So there's a really good schedule for most people can hit at least a couple. And that's a good way to kind of get motivated and get some songs out in a hurry. Some people don't like those because they don't like writing to a strange or different title, but I find that the fun thing about the skirmish is trying to get an angle or a perspective on a title or a prompt that works, that can work. Other than that, it's just, if you think or concentrate on I'm behind, you're probably going to kind of kill your motivation.
Yeah.
If you have the time to listen to a couple of the songs that are being shared out there in FAWM land, that oftentimes will inspire me. So if I'm sitting there banging my head against the desk, I'll just start listening to music, and usually I'll find something that's like, oh, that's cool, and then it'll make me pick up the guitar or open up the DAW, and then the next thing I know, I'm actually being creative.
Yeah.
And so that's the biggest thing, is just keep that creativity opening up, and it's different for different people, but that's my best advice. Yeah,
that's really good advice. And what I would suggest is just throw your standards out of the window and just start making really, really bad songs. They might turn out to be better than you expected. Okay, we're gonna stop here. Just play another song to end the cast. This one is by Clamour and it's called Euphoria. So, of course, we'll be back tomorrow, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So, until next time, write some great songs, people.
this the perfect fit? Is it time for another lift? Oh, oh, Euphoria. Oh, oh, Euphoria. Fire can be used as light. Gather wood enough for the night. Oh, oh, Euphoria. Oh, oh, Euphoria. Oh, Euphoria. Pack your things, we finished here. The next step, you know.